Jun, the Marketing Director of Indoor Sports, Department of Leaning Company, presenting the mascots from our title sponsors, MetLife.
The General Manager of Jiangsu Victor Sports Company Limited to present the prize money.
And of course, the little matter of the prize money as well for the players. 26,600 for the runners-up. 55,300. 700,000 US dollars prize money in total here at the China Open, one of the 5 premier events on the MetLife BWF World Super Series.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the awarding ceremony for the Victor Cup mixed doubles.
泰和2014年中国羽毛球公开赛维克多杯混合双打颁奖仪式到此结束，请颁奖嘉宾和获奖运动员退场。观众朋友们，稍后将进行女子单打决赛。
The match will be women's singles. Let's welcome the
So before the women's singles final, an opportunity for us to look at the destination Dubai rankings. After the French, the top 4 remained unchanged, but now after China, it's only the top 3 which will remain unchanged, because Sung Ji-hyun lost in the first round here. She's going to go down 2 places, which means that the former world champion Ratchanok Intanon will go up 1 place to number 4. And the lady who's in today's final, Saina Nehwal, win or lose, will go up to number 5 in the world ranking. So there's going to be 1 or 2 changes after this tournament. Well, history today, because for the first time ever in the history of the China Open, there hasn't been a home player involved in the women's singles here on finals day. Look at the draw. The odds were that they were going to have a finalist, because at quarterfinal stage there were 4 Chinese players. But by the semi-finals, as you can see, 4 different nations represented. And here we are on finals day. Saina Nehwal of India up against a player who was promoted from the qualifying draw into the main draw because of the withdrawal of another player, Akane Yamaguchi, the 17-year-old from Japan. Well, more than that is an extraordinary statistic, isn't it? First time ever we've not had a home player in the women's singles here.
We discussed it yesterday whether we could come up with a situation like this, and we couldn't offhand say that that had happened before. And the reason why we couldn't come up with it is obviously because that it never had happened.
No, exactly. I think I asked the question.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully we've got some lights on. We can see the
We're
players now. I asked the question, who did Wong Mu Chu beat when she won the title in 2007?
Yes,
And the answer was Xie Jingfeng, now Mrs. Lin Dan.
Yes.
And of course Wong Mu Chu is now Mrs. Li Chongwei.
Which is rather interesting.
It is,
funny.
isn't it? Yeah.
That's good little statistics.
Yes. Anyway, here we are. Your 2 players on court. Saina Nehwal appearing today in her 11th Super Series tournament final. She's already won 7 titles. She's a former world number 2, currently number 5 in the world ranking. And as I say, she will go up on the new destination Dubai ranking list. She will go up to number 5. So she's guaranteed her place at the Super Series finals. This young lady, I think, still has an awful lot of work to do. It's surprising that she's gone down 1 place in the world ranking this week, down to 35. 16 on the Super Series list, having played 8 previous tournaments. She was a quarter-finalist in Paris, and they're looking down her list of achievements. All of her matches in 2 straight games, including beating the number 2 seed Wang Shexian, 2-time finalist here in the second round, and Bei Youngju, the number 5 seed in yesterday's semi-final. Well, Saina Nehwal is 24 years of age. She is number 5 on the world ranking, but number 6 seed here, because when the seeding were done, her ranking was lower than it is right now. Looking at her matches, well, she went the full distance in the very first round against Sayaka Takahashi, the left-handed Japanese player. Dropped the second game 19-21. Had a very impressive semi-final yesterday after having a bit of a strange quarter-final, which we watched, didn't we, Morten, against Suo Di, where that went the full distance as well. She won the first game to 13. Dropped the second to 17 and won the third
to 5.
To 5. Fairly extraordinary.
Yep. I have a question for you. I remember you said that Yamaguchi is 17. Is she still 17 years
On my
old?
right,
She
Akane
is.
Yamaguchi,
I was
Japan.
just wondering.
On my left, Saina Nehwal, India. Saina Nehwal to third level play.
Jin He, our service judge, both from China. Yes, she was born on the 6th of June 1997. She won her first and only Super Series title up to now. In 2013, she won the Japan Super Series in only her 5th international tournament at senior level.
And now she's calling a challenge on this very first shot. I think she will lose it.
Correction E.
Brave or, well, we're about to find out, aren't we?
Oh, that's
Sorry,
great.
over.
Great challenge. Oh, she's not overawed by the occasion, then, is she?
No, you know, I've been thinking here, thinking, you know, what to say, because I've seen Yamaguchi play on a number of occasions, and her ranking of 35 in the world. But she's now in her 2nd Super Series finals. And I have a feeling because she's 17, and that's actually why I asked as well. You know, she's still 17, and she is, and I think, you know, when she's getting into a rhythm, and she's settling well into the hall, and she's getting the confidence of the tournament, she plays really well. But due to her very young age, she can be shaken when she plays and not really get that rhythm in other tournaments, and she will lose to players that probably not of the standard you would expect her to lose to.
Yeah, and I think that's a very good point, because I watched her win the 2013 Japan Open as a qualifier, and she won aged 16, 3 months and 16 days. And she's the youngest ever winner of a Super Series title. And precisely that, she got in a rhythm.
Yeah.
And she was just, you know, and everybody was getting more and more scared, because everybody said, who is this Akane Yamaguchi?
Yes.
You know, and she had no pressures. Nobody was expecting her even to get through the qualifying draw. It's interesting, Morten. She started this week. She was supposed to play in the qualifying, but she was promoted to the main draw. She has indeed, this is her 9th Super Series event of the year, and only once has she not had to qualify. So even though her ranking has been steadily going up, she has always battled her way through. Only once has she lost in the qualifying stage, and that was at All England.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes, but she's always made it through to the main draw.
Yeah, but imagine you can lose the qualification of the All England and play the final in China Open.
Yeah.
That, you know, that's a 17-year-old. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's a seesaw again. You know, you're up there and you can play fantastic badminton, but you have days as well where the lowest is not so good.
Yeah. No, I fully understand that.
Because I compare it a little bit with some of the young Danish women's singles players, and they lose to Yamaguchi, but they on occasions have a very good fight against her, and they are also around that 35, 50 in the world, and they have a good fight against her. But in all honesty, I don't think they have the capability yet to stand in a final like this.
No, exactly. Yeah, and as I was mentioning briefly in the introduction, I mean, to beat the number 2 seed, Wang Xiaoxian, in the second round, she didn't just beat her, 21-14, 21-10. She then follows it up by beating Sun Yu, who was winner of the recent Bitburger Grand Prix Gold event. Beats her 18-14. I mean, it's
convincing scores.
It is.
3.
Yes. But a good start to Saina Nehwal. 6-3 up. Doesn't seem to be too phased about it. And I think Yamaguchi is up against a very, very tough player who wants to win this one.
7.
Yeah, we've talked about it earlier, haven't we, in the week, that Saina Nehwal has been well publicised, that she's left the guidance of Pulala Gopichand, left his academy, and is working now with Vimal Kumar in Bangalore, and openly said, well, Gopi sir does not have the time to give to me anymore. He's got so many good players, and I can get this individual attention elsewhere, and 1 or 2 people have raised eyebrows, and therefore she does have that desire to prove her decision making correct.
I think so, and another good sort of proof of what she's saying is that in the men's singles finals we have Shrikant.
Yeah,
who's also part of Gobichand's setup in Hyderabad. And she's got a valid point. India is really having a lot of good players coming up, and is having in the men's singles, India is the nation who's having the most players in the top 100 of the world ranking. It's not China, as many people would think. It's actually India.
it certainly was during the Thomas Cup.
5.
Yeah.
8.
Okay, it can vary a bit,
Yeah.
but
whichever of these two players wins today, Morgan, it's history, because neither India nor Japan has ever won a title here at the China Open. Which I was quite surprised about. I thought they perhaps would have won a women's doubles or a men's doubles, but no, they haven't.
It's been a long, long time since Japan has won women's singles on the world circuit. That has been since the 70s, perhaps.
Apart from Yamaguchi, obviously.
Service over. 9-7.
Hiroyuki was
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Standing player, yes.
Winning the All England on occasions.
I have to confess, my research didn't go back beyond Super Series.
No, I know. That was grossly unfair of me. But it was just a thought.
Yeah, good thought too.
I think here what we're seeing is a match of a Saina Nehwal who wants to control, who wants to have the initiative, who wants to go for that attack. She loves her smashes and she wants to play aggressive attacking badminton. And we will see a Yamaguchi, I think, that will try to get as much back as possible and try to wear her opponent down and get these chances playing possibly a little bit safer than her opponent, not taking that many chances. And that's her game. And here we have Park Yukong and Sato, isn't it? Yes, the former men's singles player, but also a very, very good men's doubles player.
Both these players have won World Junior titles. Saina Nehwal
11-7.
in 2008 in Pune in India. And Akane Yamaguchi, who's of course two-time defending World Junior champion.
12-7.
She'll be able to emulate Arachana Ginter and win 3 consecutive. Well, she's still young enough next year, isn't she?
She is. Very, very good play by Saina Nehwal here. She controlled the rally all the way. There, I actually thought Yamaguchi got a little bit out of trouble, but what a good smash. Just about going over. Stayed on the Japanese side here. And what a healthy lead it is for Saina Nehwal, 14-7 up. Favourite shot.
Yeah. But when she really stretches forward like that, Saina Nehwal, racket arm out, stretch, taking the shuttle as early as possible.
She's got a lovely spin to it.
Absolutely. Seven straight points.
Nice, good play by Yamaguchi. That's a good play.
Yeah.
Very, very good slice, reverse shots. Play by Yamaguchi, setting her up nicely at the net. And what was good to see that she actually took the chance. She went all the way up there and she made the kill.
Yeah.
And that's not something you so often see in women's singles, which I think was a very nice touch to the game here.
Especially from a player that's not the tallest of athletes either.
Yeah,
Seeing that commitment going forward is really good.
not that aggressive player either.
No.
So, yes, that was good. That's a good sign. That's something that she can develop later on in her game as well.
Yeah.
Over. 9-16.
I don't know if you noticed, but I actually think that the two coaches from Japan has advised Yamaguchi to go for the attack and not sit back and wait, but really try to go in and take the initiative. The latest rallies she's played since the mid-game interval, she has actually really tried to play more aggressively.
Yeah.
And that could be another way of avoiding exactly that.
Yeah.
Service over. 17-9.
Look at that smash. Perfect.
Over 10-17.
Turning backhand defence there, Saina Nehwal.
18-10.
Very effective.
Yeah. Just 3 points from this opening game now. Number 6 seed from India.
And if everything goes according to what I think it will, it must boost the confidence of Saina Nehwal having such a good start to this match, winning this first game so convincingly, and not only that, but she will get on this lower side as well, playing the second game, and that could even enhance her game even more.
Service over. 11-19.
Don't write the little Japanese off. I think there's a lot of fighting spirit in her, and let's see what the second game has got in store for us. But that's confidence.
Yeah. 20, game point.
Now, had it been 19 all, do you think she had played that same shot in the same way? I don't think so.
No. Game points for Nehwal. There's lovely angle.
Yeah, she's playing that combination really well.
12-20.
Whether that is from the forehand side or the backhand side, that combination works well for her.
Yeah. 21-12, the opening game.
First game won by Saina Nehwal. 21-12.
Confirmed.
This is the one. This is the one that's doing it. Reaching it very, very early and then playing that disguise shot really upsetting the rhythm of Yamaguchi and stretching her to the fullest.
So both players return to court, their backup staff, their coaches having given what advice they think their players need.
Second game, level, play.
Our calls for the second game to get underway, and as it does, I'm just looking back over Saina Nehwal's previous tournaments here in China. This is her 6th appearance.
One,
Never
love.
previously beyond the second round.
Yeah, she's not been that successful here.
No.
Not like Indonesia, I think that's where she's done really,
Yeah.
really well.
Well, I do remember after playing in the Asian Championships in Qingdao in 2012, she was really fairly outspoken about some of the Chinese officials. And I don't think it has in the past been a happy hunting ground, but the way she's playing at the moment, she might well change.
One, all.
And this start is just so important to Yamaguchi, isn't it?
Yep.
You know, if Saina see just the slightest opening and opportunity to
Two,
pull away,
one.
she would do so, and Yamaguchi will be lost. So she's got to stay in here in the beginning of this game, and she's got to be able to control the drift lengthwise of the court.
Service over. 2 all.
Coach Madu nodding her approval.
She doesn't seem that nervous yet.
No.
It might come, you never know. Sometimes I see her nervous even when her players are like 18-2 up.
Service over. 3, 2. Service over. 3 all.
I know she lost the rally, but definitely more proactive.
She is.
4, 3.
I think the philosophy is if I hit before her, at least, you know, I'm stopping my opponent from hitting. Good net play again by Saina Nehwal. It's out.
Service over. 4 all.
really good smash. And you know what? It would have been the commentator's curse, because I was just about saying that almost every single time Saina Nehwal is smashing, she's smashing straight down the line. And here, the cross-court smash came, and I feel so good I didn't say it, but I mentioned it to you. You know, I'm being honest here. Yeah, but that's going to be a problem for Yamaguchi.
6-4.
Xian on the right, Sin on the right as we look at them. And it's good to see the Chinese women's singles players down here looking and trying to learn from the final.
That's good.
Very good.
6-all.
This is two girls really going for the kill. I was just about saying, what a nice clear.
7-6.
It ended up in the high backhand of Yamaguchi. Actually, she's not that tall, but still.
She's a nice little worker, is Yamaguchi, but she always looks to me in between rallies as if she hasn't a care in the world. But she does, I can tell you.
I'm sure.
Over. 8-7.
Three times. That straight smash down the line. Very well placed, with a slight reverse in her shot, and that's disguising it so well. But on top of that, I actually think that Yamaguchi is opting the pace here. She is playing much faster now. She's really pushing the pace.
Over. 9-all.
Oh, that's good.
Oh! That's good recovery, isn't it?
Yeah.
And only one shot to go for, and she did the right thing. That follow-up, so many players forget to follow up. Well played by Nehwal here, but this is a good recovery shot. But look at that, how she's following it. Yeah. Follow your shot.
Wow. The advantage is Akane Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi, 2-point advantage here in the second game. This is Saina Nehwal.
Jubong has got something right in what he's trying to say. I know we can't hear and understand what he's saying, but I think he wants to put pressure on that deep far bank corner of Saina Nehwal.
Which is something that you and I talked about earlier in the week.
Yeah, I think he would do that. Yeah. That's what he's advising her to do.
Well, all the pressure is on Saina Nehwal. She's expected to win.
Yeah, but that's where
she's challenged that.
Yeah, she has.
Challenge.
I thought that landed in, but then I promised
not to do it.
Not to do that. Yeah. Not to make predictions.
Let's see. Oh yes, did you not see that? No, what I was trying to say while we're having this challenge going on, that when Yamaguchi is playing such a good tournament as she is, as your opponent or her opponent, you have to take a reality check. She's playing well, and you have to accept it. So even though other people might think you're favourite to win, you have to know she's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a reality check for you, I think.
Well, we're still waiting for Hawkeye to make the decision. Instant review system.
I like the word instant.
Well, everybody's waiting and waiting. Okay, I'm going to have to make my prediction. Yeah, here we go. There's the...
We're having even 2 referees in on it as well. Yep. So it must be very, very tight. Very close.
Yeah. In. Caught the line.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 13-9.
Saw a real determination in that rally from Saina Nehwal. Obviously annoyed at herself at that, losing that challenge. And I like to see that in a player. When you think something's gone against you, come out really fighting.
11-13. Great precision from that attacking
clear there from Yamaguchi.
14-11.
Well, impressive that she was under pressure most of that rally.
Yeah.
She was really chased, and still she kept it in, and she was solid in what she was doing, and that clear was a very fine example of it. So despite whatever Saina Nehwal really, put in her face, she managed to do well against it.
It's impressive that she got back so quickly.
14.
Made the error on the attempted smash.
Still worked hard. Yeah. Good play by Nehwal.
13-14.
Excellent pressure. Good lift by Nehwal here on this very difficult drop shot. Almost got it down to the first line, which I think was a good shot, all considering. Pressure on Yamaguchi, and she missed that favourite smash of hers.
So level once again, and not for long.
Service over. 15-14.
This is such a big point. Oh, she's found the line. Oh, it's just going through my head that she looked really tired. In fact, there's a couple of big gulps of air being taken in there by Yamaguchi. Yeah, look at that. That's a tired-looking player, and then finds the precision on the straight smash. Well played.
Play.
Yeah,
Service
a couple
over.
of times now, Morton, that she's switched from that favourite straight down the line to the cross court.
Yeah.
And it's-
Sign of a good player.
Yeah.
Come on. 16-all.
I think that was a very good rally by Nehwal here. 4 times into that deep backhand corner, then the cross clear came and an opportunity for the attack, but really well played here. So will the experience take Saina Nehwal through in this final now 17-16, not having won the first 21-12?
I suspect the answer may be yes. As I said a couple of rallies ago as well, I thought that Yamaguchi was looking physically a little bit jaded. Her movements.
It was a long, very long rally.
Yeah.
think her racket is gone. Yep. I didn't hear, but it just
Yeah.
went looser and looser and looser. Sort of the sound, you know, you can hear the sound. But I didn't see when it happened. And I think Yamaguchi played all the right shots if she had noticed
Yes.
that was the case, just keeping Saina Nehwal to the back of the court, not giving her an opportunity to play anything.
Play.
That's out. I think Yamaguchi should have left that one.
Down the backhand side.
Yes.
18-17.
Not a bad defensive shot here.
It's over. 18 all.
18 all. What a shot. Try to look at this.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Very, very, very short.
Important to be mocked.
That's, I think, the counter move from Saina Nehwal. Up there, get it as early. Look at how many options she has.
Yes.
She can play from that situation like that. Push it straight down the line, cross over the head. She can play her favorite drop shot as what she did with a small disguise. She's got all the options in the world.
Play. Service over. 19 all.
19 all.
So experience. Will it kick in? See, she doesn't win when she's going for the body smash. Saina Nehwal is not winning when she's going for the body smash. She's got to go straight down the line from that backhand side to the forehand of Yamaguchi, which is a favourite smash, or that once in a while cross court, but mostly down the line. She's been very successful on it, but she's played it too safe. She directed it towards the body and played too many body smashes.
So game point opportunity for Yamaguchi. Well, that's a very cool and calm return of serve. Cool in a crisis. 20 more extra points required.
Down the line, yeah. That's it, down the line again. See, that was too much towards the centre of the court. Didn't get anything from that.
What a rally.
Yeah. Really good. Look at how Yamaguchi is pushing the pace, trying to get in early at the net.
Still on. And having just saved a game point. Yeah, look at that. She felt the pace of that, and I can understand why. That was a tremendous rally. But having saved a game point, now Saina Nehwal has a match point opportunity. Well, once again, as we saw in the mixed doubles, I find it quite extraordinary that a game or match point, players are allowed to tell down. The court has already been mopped.
Yeah. Play on.
Yep.
That's what the rule says.
Yep. And our sport should be a test, a physical test as well as a test of skill.
It should be. It's the combination that makes it so perfect.
Yep.
And that's out.
Yeah. Saina Nehwal of India takes the China Open. 2 straight games, 43 minutes. 21-12, 22-20. Surviving that game point and embraces Coach Madhu. Well done, Saina Nehwal.
22-20.
Well, elation, and I think coupled with relief.
Possibly.
The pressure was on. She was the number 6 seed. She's made decisions back home in India, and she has played quite brilliantly here. Whatever the critics, she will walk away with the title. 21-12, 22-20 in 43 minutes of play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Taiwan China Open 2014, part of the MetLife BWF World Super Series Premier. The awarding ceremony for the FedEx Cup Women's Singles will start shortly.
各位领导、各位嘉宾、观众朋友们，泰国2014年中国羽毛球
So
公
both
开赛
finalists
联邦
are
快
invited
举
to
第
step
三
forward
大颁奖仪式
to the
现在
podium
开始。
for the prize presentation
Is
of the women's singles.
from Japan.
获得
Akane Yamaguchi, a second Super Series tournament final, but unlike the Japan Open last year, here in China has to settle for second best. But for Saina Nehwal, an 8th Super Series title, a 3rd Premier Super Series title. Her first Premier Super Series title since winning the Denmark Open back in 2012. Well, with every developing player, there's always, I think as you're a youngster, Morten, you burst onto the world stage, no pressures, you can surf on the crest of the wave without knowing about the dangers that lurk beneath, which is the pressure and the burden of expectation. And I think Saina Nehwal has come in for criticism. She's questioned herself, but she has proved that she is a true champion.
I totally agree. She plays such a good tournament here, and what a win, to win in China. It's not easy.
It isn't easy. And of course, there will be those who point out that she hasn't beaten any of the top 3 Chinese players, but
They were in the tournament.
They
Two
were.
of them were.
2 of them were in the tournament, yes. The Olympic champion, Li Shuirui, the #1 seed, sadly unable to contest. But let that not diminish Saina Nehwal's achievement. And of course, for Saina Nehwal, by my calculation, guaranteed a place at the Super Series finals to be staged in Dubai in December. And by my calculation, she could well be the #4 seed, and I think that's important at Super Series finals to be one of the 4 seeds.
Absolutely.
But that won't be on her mind at the moment. She should really enjoy the moments, because this is very special indeed. The first time ever at the China Open that both women's singles finalists have come from nations other than China. Both those young ladies should be mighty proud.
Ladies and gentlemen, please conclude the awarding ceremony for the FedEx Cup Women's Singles.
泰和2014年中国羽毛球公开赛联邦快递杯女子单打颁奖仪式到此结束，请颁奖嘉宾和获奖运动员退场。稍后将进行男子单打决赛。
The match will be men's singles. Let's welcome the player, Srikan from Egypt.
现在将要进行的是
So as the public address announces the men's singles finalists on to call, we can look at the Destination Dubai rankings for the men's singles. Well, the changes after this tournament will be the 4 and 5 will swap places, because Son Wan-ho lost in the first round here, whereas Kenta Momoto reached the quarter-final. And of course, the man at number 9 at the moment, Srikanth Kidambi, well, whether he wins or loses today's final, he's going to shoot up 3 places to number 6 on the ranking, which of course means that all those above him will have to move down. Kenichi Tago, for a second consecutive Super Series, has lost in the first round. He's going to go down 2 places. He will be at number 9 after this China Open.
让我们用热烈的掌声欢迎中国运动员林丹入场。
So the men's singles final, Srikanth Kidambi of India against the 5-time former champion here of the China Open, Lin Dan. Well, what a healthy-looking men's singles draw from that semi-final stage. In fact, all the way through, to be honest. 6 different nations from quarter-final stage. 4 different nations in the semi-finals. And, of course, Chao Tian-chen, who'd been on a 14-match winning streak, being beaten in yesterday's semi-final by this man, the 2-time Olympic champion, Lin Dan of China. Kelvin Martin from Barbados is umpire for this one. Here is Metspalu of Estonia, service judge. Well, for Lin Dan, he's an old hand at these big finals, isn't he? This is his 76th career final. And of his previous 75,
only 76.
he's won 57. For Srikanth Kidambi, this is the first time a male player from India has appeared in the men's singles final at a Super Series tournament. What an honour. And of course, obviously the first time that India have had a finalist in both women's singles and the men's singles. That's an extraordinary statistic. Quick glimpse there of Lin Dan's stats. 14 on the world ranking, age of 31. Went the full distance in the second round against the number 2 seed, Jan Jorgensen. For his opponent, the 21-year-old from Guntur on the east coast of India, just off the Bay of Bengal, lovely place in the world. And what you can't see from that, but I'm going to tell you, is that for Srikanth Kidambi, it means that today's final is against his 3rd consecutive left-hander, because, of course, Kento Momoto of Japan, left-hander, Mark Schwiebler, former European champion, also left-handed, so he will be quite used to playing against lefties. This is the 3rd meeting between the 2 men. Last time they met was in the last 32 of those Asian Championships earlier this year. 21-7, 21-14, and that suggests that it's going to be a tall order for Srikanth today. He's got a brother that plays very good badminton as well, and under Gopal, who started as a singles player and switched to doubles, and this man started as a doubles player and has now switched to singles. He was considered not physically strong enough for singles Srikanth when he first started playing.
It's very unusual to go that way. Normally people start in singles and move to doubles, and you hardly ever see it the other way around.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Took up a non-vegetarian diet and started to increase his strength and muscle bulk, and he's now a fine player. 16 in the world ranking, has been as high as 13, as we saw. He's 9 on the Destination Dubai ranking.
He will go up in the ranking as well after this.
6. He will be number 6.
Ladies and
on the
gentlemen,
world ranking.
On the world
on
ranking.
my right,
Definitely.
Lin
13 to
Dan,
possibly
China.
10. He might even break into the top 10.
On my left, K. Srikanth, India. Srikanth to serve, love all, play.
So Srikanth Kidambi, far side of the court, starts history in the making. First Indian player in the final of the Super Series tournament. Of course, we should emphasise that, of course, Prakash Padukone,
my good old friend.
Yep, and Pullela Gopachan winning all England titles, but of course that was before the Super Series came into existence. So
Absolutely, yes.
don't wish to take anything away from those other 2 very good players. great players even. Oh, stepped in early to that.
And that's twice. 2 love up, but it's the same
2
tactic that
love.
cross court from the net. First it was the backhand cross, and now it was the forehand cross.
And of course this man, he was born very near to the city where we are right now. Very near to
Service
Georgia.
over.
Not that I think
1,
he needs to be
2.
close to his home city to have support in China. I think he's loved everywhere. Oh, now he's saying to the umpire there's some flash bulbs going off. Some people on their cameras have not turned off the flashes, and it's disturbing him. He's already been disturbed by the television lights, as we saw in earlier days.
Service
He's
over.
not really been happy with the playing conditions here.
Well, he's about the only one that's
1.
not. All the players have said it's
everybody.
wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oof. Quite challenge that, wasn't it?
Service over. 2, 3.
I thought that was clearly in. Morton's looking at me with his mouth open. He can't believe it.
I would have tried to call a challenge on that one.
Yeah.
But I'm
3
sure Shrikant is not certain on the baseline on there.